in both the new development matters and the new education inspection framework, there has been lots of discussion around paperwork. And Wendy, I'd really love to come to you first and just really try as clearly as possible kind of outline what it is that Ofsted do and do not expect in terms of tracking and assessment data. You know, do you want to see tick lists? Do you want to see progress tracking? And I suppose how clear can you be on kind of advising and giving people expectations about when Ofsted inspectors go into a setting, exactly what they expect to see?
Okay, no, thank you. It's a really interesting question, actually, and one that we get asked an awful lot, and one that we've worked really hard to kind of hopefully try and explain. Because at Ofsted, we've been doing a lot of work to bust some of those myths around what inspectors want to see. And if we think about our case, part of our case for change in developing the EIF, we considered things like workload issues. We considered things along the findings from early years alliances, Minds Matters report, and recognizing that there's that whole industry that's been developed around the collection of assessment data, and that actually takes away adults away from being with the children. And one of the things that we've made clear in terms of our education inspection framework is that Ofsted inspectors will not want to see tick lists, tracking or assessment data. On inspection, we want to find out we want you to carry on as normal and don't do anything differently just because you think we want to see it. We want we want to find out what it is that you're doing with your children, and thinking about what it is that you want them to learn, know and develop, rather than seeing reams of tick lists and assessment data.
Fantastic. Really fantastic answer. And I just think this is such a crucial question, Phil. I'd love to bring you in on this and kind of just hear as well from your side of things how you see it in terms of, as we talked about, tracking and assessment. What is it that an Ofsted inspector expects to see when they go into a setting?
Well, what we want to find out about is how well people know the children. So that's why we don't have any set expectations about paperwork, tick sheets, anything like that. And the danger with those things is that people do them for Ofsted, and actually providers should do nothing for Ofsted. Everything providers do should be for the children. And we will be interested in that. We'll be really interested in the things that people do to make sure that children learn and can do as much as possible and have those really high expectations for those children. So when we're exploring anything within a setting, we don't have a pre-expectation about the number of pieces of paper or anything. I mean, we know that some people use system, pieces of paper, whatever, because they're trying to handle quite a lot of information sometimes. So they need to have a system to do that. Other times people don't, because they're dealing with either small numbers of children or they've got things sorted out already. So we don't come in with a set idea about what we should see as far as paperwork's concerned. And actually, we don't look at paperwork really. All we're interested in is what people can tell us about the children. We're interested in the knowledge people have of the children. How they get that knowledge is the choice of a provider, how they choose to go about that. We're interested in the knowledge that people have got, and then what they do with that to make sure that children make the progress that they could.